Welcome to another edition of TGIM. That's right. Thank God it's Monday. Listen to me. I only got two for you today. Two real simple principles. Principle number one, when you go to work this week, go to work. That's right. You heard what I said. When you go to work this Monday, go to work. And I'm not talking about geographically. No, I'm not talking about location. I'm talking about giving 120%. When you go to work this week, I need you to do yourself a favor. I need you to put all your heart, all your mind, and all your soul into it. That's right. Attitude is everything. You know, I often tell students in school that it's not about your aptitude, it's about your attitude. That's right. It's not about your aptitude, it's about your attitude. And I'm telling you, the one thing I love about my daughter, just recently on her report card, she had a B in math, and I'm talking about she was crying. Why? Because when she goes to school, she does not go to school just because she has to go to school. She gives it 120%. So remember, my first principle is when you go to work this week, go to work. And again, we're not talking about geographically. We're not talking about a location. We're not talking about a place. We're talking about giving 120%. When you go to work this Monday, I don't care what your job is, how many hours you work. If you work 5 days a week, 40 hours, if you do 4 12s, I don't care if you're a temp, right? You're not, you don't really have a job yet. You're just working through a temp agency. Listen to me. When you go to work this week, 120%. Give it all you got, because often in life, you will never get to the next level. Listen to me. You will never get to the next level just off talent. A lot of it has to do with attitude. So I don't care if you don't like your boss. I don't care if you don't like your job. When you go to work this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, give it 120%. Biblical reference teaches us that find a man who is diligent at his work, and he shall stand before kings and queens and not mean men. So I'm telling you, if you don't like where you are, listen to me, if you don't like where you are, if you don't like the job you work for, I guarantee you, you won't get to the next level, right? You won't get that promotion. You won't get transferred. You can't start your own business. You won't get a financial increase until you learn to be faithful over the little things. And once you go to work and you put in work, no matter what the situation is, whether your boss is at work, they're not at work, if you learn to put in 120%, I guarantee you one day you'll wake up 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years, I don't know, and you'll make exactly what you want to make. You'll have the job you want to have. You'll have the position that you want. You'll have everything in life that you want if you can learn not only to go to work, but I'm talking about go to work. And again, you heard me. I'm not talking about geographically. I'm talking about all your soul, all your heart, and all your might. I remember when I was younger, my father used to play a song by the OJs, and the song said that your body is here with me, but your mind is on the other side of town. And so when you go to work this week, don't go just physically, but go with all your energy, all your strength, and all your spirit. And I guarantee you one day, you will be exactly where you want to be. All right, number two, my final principle for you this Monday. Number two is I want you to use your job as a laboratory. Yeah, you heard what I said. Use your job as a laboratory. In the words of Allen Iverson, you talking about practice? Practice? Are we talking about practice? That's exactly what I'm talking about. Because what I want you to know is where you're going to be in the future has a lot to do with what you do every Monday, every Tuesday, every Wednesday, every Thursday, and every Friday. I got a quick story for you. I went to a university called Oakwood University in Huntsville, Alabama. That's right, Oakwood University, Huntsville, Alabama. And in the cafeteria, as we were going in the cab, they had a mural, right? And on the mural, it was strange. The picture was actually broken up, into two. And on one side was the present, and on the other side was the future. And if you look closely at the picture, what you saw was there was this picture of Africans who were enslaved, and they were working the cotton fields. But it was weird because as they were working on the cotton fields of Alabama, you could see on the other side, they had this dream of what the future would be. And so on one side, you have Africans who were enslaved, and on the other side, you have physicians, astronauts, engineers, and teachers, right? And on the capture, it said, what you are to be, you are now becoming. What you are to be, you are now becoming. And so I encourage you, I challenge you, I challenge you to realize and to recognize that your job is just a lab. If you're going to be a boss one day, a supervisor one day, if you're going to do it big one day, you have to be faithful over few, and then you'll be rule over many. So when you go to work, everything you do, if you're faithful over the small things, one day you'll be responsible for the big things. All right, so let me paint the picture for you so I can make sure this principle is clear. So last week you saw me at UMass speaking, and I want you to know that although I was at UMass last Monday, right, doing it big, hotel, travel, financially, everything was love. You saw the shirts, right, paraphernalia, the whole nine. Watch this. What I want you to know if you're out there watching this is that what you saw at UMass started over 20 years ago. That's right. What you saw at UMass started 20 years ago. I'll never forget I had an opportunity to do what they call in college service learning. And so I went out into one of the project areas and I started a GED program. And what I didn't realize was every single day when I did that GED program, I started the first 15 minutes with the motivational moment. That's right, you thought that the motivational moment started in 2010. But actually, in 1991, when I was a junior in college, I started a GED program, and every single day before we started class, I would read them a motivational minute, and I would talk about it. Now, this is what's crazy. I don't care if 2 students showed up, 10 students showed up, or 15 students showed up. I talked to those students like it was 150 people in the room. So what you saw at UMass started over 20 years ago. And guess what? 20 years later, that's right, 20 years later, E.T. the motivator is traveling all over the country motivating people because I was faithful in few things. And so I encourage you, your job is your laboratory. Your job is your laboratory. So when you go to work, I don't care what the circumstances are. I don't care what the situation is. Put in work. That's right. I'm talking about practice. And if you practice well, one day you won't just practice. One day you'll win it all. Once again, it's your boy E.T. on another fabulous Monday, reminding you that you don't get out of life what you want. You get out of life who you are. I'll see you next Monday for TGIM.